Hello, I'm Pastor Miller at Christ Lutheran Church. We are located at 3300 Jupiter Drive. That's 3300 Jupiter Drive in Chalmette, Louisiana. And in just a couple minutes, I would like to give you a tour of our church, so when you come to visit us, it's perhaps not so unfamiliar to you. But before then, allow me to give you a brief biography of myself. I was born and raised in southern Minnesota, which would probably explain that kind of northern accent that I have, that kind of don't you know kind of dialect. I spent my first 19 years of my life in southern Minnesota, and perhaps my claim to fame then was I was privileged, I suppose, to work for Jolly Green Giant, working on farms and picking peas and canning corn, the stuff that Midwestern boys are made of. However, after high school at least, my father had encouraged me to enlist in the United States Air Force, and so I did. And after completion of basic training and technical school down in Texas, the Lord, through His providence, sent me to balmy, sunny, and very hot and dry California. I spent a number of years working on B-52 bombers, B-1 bombers in the Mojave Desert at Edwards Air Force Base, home of the right stuff. I probably would have retired from the military if it were not for the fact that the Lord had begun to put on my heart. And as I look back, so many hints throughout my whole childhood and even through the early adult years, the Lord was tugging at my heart that He had other ideas for me in the future. And so it was in 1994 I began to feel this pull rather of the Lord on my heart. And then 1995 I separated from the Air Force as the enlistment was about to come up, so I may go to college and study for the office of the Holy Ministry. And so, by the grace of God, I separated from the Air Force and went to study at Concordia University in Irvine, California. I majored in religion with minors in philosophy and military science. It was also there, however, that I met my beautiful wife that I am privileged to show off today, and that is my beloved wife, Monique. The Lord has blessed Monique and I with many years of marriage, and indeed many children. In fact, we have 7 children, and we have 1 more on the way. After graduation then from college and working for a couple of years at the college, the Lord began to tug on my heart again and kind of say, well, Philip, it's time to complete what I have called you to do. So in the year 2000, fall of 2000, my wife and I sold all that we have. We moved from Southern California and went to pursue the Lord's calling in the pastorate at Concordia Theological Seminary in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I was at Fort Wayne, Indiana for 4 years, although one of those years is an on-the-job training, or vicarage as they call it. The Lord sent me to Waco, Texas, where I served at St. Paul Lutheran Church. It was in 2004 that I graduated from Concordia Theological Seminary, and the Lord gave me a call and gave me a sending to Christ Lutheran Church here in Chalmette, Louisiana. Very soon I will have 10 years here, privileged years here at Christ Lutheran Church. Of course, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina kind of disrupted a lot of what we have come to know as life down here in St. Bernard Parish, and the congregation at Christ Lutheran Church was no exception. To be candid with you, it has not been easy after the hurricane, but I look back again, so many promises of God have been fulfilled. By the grace of God, Christ Lutheran Church, with her faithful members, are still here. We're still active in worship, and we're still serving the Lord and calling upon Him and letting Him show how we may serve Him better to the needs of the lost and those in the community here in Chalmette and even St. Bernard Parish. Well, that's a brief biography of myself. I look forward to perhaps serving you as a pastor. Until then, I will say goodbye and give you a walk around, if I may, with the church.